It's the War Report coming live every Tuesday at 7 with Steve, Cat, Ryan, Amanda, and Eric. And the voice of NEW, Vince Berry. Hitting all the topics like a clothesline flurry. Turn up your speakers and hear them out. You can listen from your car, even on your couch. They too raw, who NXT? Handing out SmackDowns, follow on IG. Plus, it's sponsored by Tag Me a Date. Go to YouTube and sub now for every update. It's all wrestling here. No safe space, now listen in. Time to hear from some of the greats.
He's got the heat there.
Oh my God. Fantastic. Oh man.
Oh, that's an intro.
That is like Michael Cole, not Jey Uso doing it.
That was an intro. Hell yeah. If you're listening to audio only, you just missed out on the greatest Jey Uso impression entrance we've had on this show. So this is only the video people got this one. They didn't get
Getting round two.
Uh-oh, is he going again? Because he can jump. This kid. Uh-oh.
Is he going to the top rope?
He hit it. I mean, you know what? I here's the thing. I'm not as smart as him because when I was a kid, I tried to do a moonsault, but I didn't know how to do a backflip, so I just hit my head on the ground when I jumped off the couch.
Oh God, that's terrible.
Good night,
And then he's
everybody.
calling you out.
That should be the end of the show. Oh my God. Oh, he killed me.
That'll go viral.
Yeah. Oh. Dude, this kid boomed me. He fucking boomed me. We're not even 2 minutes into the show and he kills me. Like I'm dead. Like he already got there's nothing I can do. Nobody's gonna believe my opinion now.
Yes, that just became the best reel in Tag Me a Date history.
Bro, I think
Oh, that's terrible.
That would be every reel we ever did.
Oh wait, can I say something real quick?
Oh boy. Yeah, is he gonna? He need to say something before we start the show. We got a couple people coming in the room, which is great.
I
Check it out.
said Steve is a scary cat of being on the show. Steve, you better prove us on social media right now.
He's caught what?
Put this on YouTube.
Kids
This
these
might be our
days.
best intro.
This is the best episode we've had ever, I think. And we're 3 minutes in. So welcome everybody to the War Report After Dark. Brought to you by Tag Me a Date whenever we get that website back up. We are starting early, an hour before the show, and I appreciate the hell out of you, buddy. So we'll do this here. That wasn't even loud enough. My volume was too low. I'm gonna turn it. We need to give that real play.
There it is.
There it is. Yeah, that was too low. That was the background music setting. We got David. Welcome, David. He was here an hour before the show, 8 o'clock on the dot, leaving this comment. Why is Rhea Ripley and Tiffany Stratton defending their titles at Royal Rumble? And also Gunther, the World Heavyweight Championship at the Royal Rumble. Well, we'll get into that because he's not wrong. Because there's become a point since like 2015, 2016 ish, where they only put a handful of Rumble matches on because they've got like 2 Rumbles now. So the matches usually weren't like consequential. You know what I mean? They put in a couple filler matches, and the real big main event was one Royal Rumble opening the show and one Royal Rumble closing the show. But this is all title matches. Oops, all title matches. And let's see. Tara says hi. Hello, Tara. And she was laughing at little man hitting the frog splash. Fantastic. But we are here. We are live. And how far back should we go? Should we go to SmackDown?
You are not doing a coast to coast on this couch. I'm just telling you that right now while I'm doing this. Sorry.
The part of me that was once his age really wants him to try it, but don't do it, kid. You're gonna get in trouble. Me and Mitch know. Me and Mitch are like we would have already.
I was like, I would have. Yep, I would have been doing it. If I had one on the couch, I might do it now.
What I'm thinking is, if I did it, I would have did it, and then you would have seen if that was my mom with the phone, you would have seen her holding the phone, talking about wrestling while just beating my ass with the other hand. You know what I mean?
No, the only reason I'm telling him no is there's not enough pillows. I let them.
Okay.
there's no pillows on the floor, whatever. And I saw that look on his face. I'm like, you are not doing that right now because your mats aren't down on the floor.
Oh, okay. I was just gonna say if they have like wrestling, it feels like this is a family of children that need mats wherever they're going.
You have them. Yeah.
They need mats.
Yeah.
Oh goodness. Should we go back to SmackDown? Should we start with Raw? What's the thought for today?
Well, if we go into SmackDown, then we roll into Saturday night main event to roll into Raw.
That's true because we did have a lot. And David Roska just made a point. Are you ready for the Chiefs Eagles rematch? Oh my God, this is. I don't know how out of two, the AFC and NFC championship games, I couldn't get one team in there that I want to root for. Like, what happened?
I am very, very happy that Rosie has the gymnastics tournament that day. I was originally pissed. I'm like, man, I'm going to miss the Super Bowl. Now I'm fine.
I
love Saquon, so let's go Eagles.
Oh, dude, I love Barkley, and that's great that he's in it. Oh man, I was watching the Eagles play, and I'm just watching them going, I hate how they play football. I hate how they play football. And the only guy I'm looking at is Saquon. It is, but it's just funny. I'm like, and then they're gonna go up against the Chiefs, and like, all right, we're not gonna get into football, but unfortunately, I don't think the Eagles. Unless Saquon Barkley takes that super soldier serum, I don't know if the Eagles are going to be able to do it. Like I feel like Kansas City.
They got to play against the refs too. So
that is true.
Yeah. Oh my God.
They love Mahomes.
That's around the Danny Davis take.
Wow, Autumn with the take of the Eagles and the Chiefs. Oh man, and then here's the other one. There are so many. There's Dave Rosk, and then there's Dave A, who's at Bills forever. Yeah, oh wow, Bills. You're a Bills fan? That's crazy. Anyway,
Found it, Autumn.
There's the guy. Here we go. This is the David I'm looking for. Dave A. What's up, Dave A? Dave Abbey. Before we get into WWE, talk about yeah. This is the best thing ever. Tony Storm. For those of you not paying attention to AEW. Tony Storm previously had been doing this timeless Tony Storm gimmick where she turned from like a punk rock girl into like a 1920s, 30s, 40s like black and white film star, and she was doing the voice, and all of her vignettes were in black and white, etc., etc. She lost the title to Mariah May at All In London. And ever since then, they showed her walking off. She like wandered away. She's like, timeless Tony Storm is done, blah, blah, blah. Next thing you know, they say, oh, big signing, rookie Tony Storm. And they're like, what? So Tony Storm comes back out dressed in her old punk rock clothes for the last month or two and has been acting as if she doesn't remember, like she has amnesia or something. She doesn't remember being timeless Tony Storm. She doesn't remember any of it. Long story short, she wins a number one contenders gauntlet. And she becomes the number one contender to Mariah May. And they do a promo in the ring this week where it's Tony Storm in her punk rock thing with the little, the backwards hat and all that stuff, and Mariah May in the ring, and they're going back and forth. And at one point, Mariah May clocks Tony Storm, knocks her down, leaves the ring, and with blood on her face, Tony Storm picks up the mic and she changes her voice back into the timeless Tony Storm voice. She's like, "You, I've." And then Mariah, this was like when Mick Foley became Cactus Jack, and then Triple H was watching it, and Mariah, so Mariah's like looking off she's on the ramp, and she's looking at Tony. Tony Storm rips off her clothes and takes off the Converse and all this stuff, and she's just standing there. Yeah, and she takes the blood from her lips and like does the thing and does the whole pose, and she goes, "A performance of a lifetime." And we're like, yeah.
And I'm going to rip your tits off.
And the promo with, "I'm going to rip your tits off." She's great. She's the wrestler of the year as far as I'm concerned, because she just consistently, listen, everybody did a great job last year. Big WrestleMania, all that stuff. Tony Storm killed it. Just so consistently was the best part of pay-per-views and then weekly shows.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's right. Autumn actually met Tony at that, was it not WrestleCon, but the one that they do during Thanksgiving. Yeah. Sweetest person I ever met. She called me beautiful. Yeah, dude, she seems like a nice person, but also you have to remember that she's married to Juice Robinson, and they're both clinically insane.
Yes.
I just when you think, because first of all, good on Juice Robinson, because he looks like the fucking honeycomb guy. Remember,
Of course, he goes, "Wait, what? She's married to Juice Robinson?" Like,
yeah, no, it's crazy. It's because you look at her and you go, "No, she's probably with some clean cut guy," and then you realize, no, she's nuts too. She did this whole Tony Storm thing, talking about ripping tits off. Like, okay, now it makes sense why she's with the craziest member of Bullet Club Gold or the Bang Bang Gang.
Yep.
And Dave A, of course, is agreeing with the Tony Storm love. Yeah, dude. Last week's Dynamite, I know there are a lot of people that don't watch AEW. Last week's Dynamite was great. And if you're looking to like jump, last week's Dynamite was fun as hell. And even if you just watch, like if you go on YouTube and just watch that Tony Storm promo, you'll get a taste of it. But like I felt like that whole show was pretty damn good last week. And now thank you, Dave, for the suggestion. We'll keep talking about it as interesting stuff comes up, because I know it's Rumble season, Rumble's this week, but AEW is doing stuff too. We want to talk about that.
That is one of the most brilliant characters in wrestling right now, beyond a shadow of a doubt, is Timeless Tony Storm.
And Autumn mentioned a couple. So she met all these people at that Thanksgiving wrestling convention. Matt Cardona, Mustafa Ali, Izzy, the little kid Izzy who used to be the Bailey fan, and then Joe Hendry, who just won. Joe Hendry just won the TNA championship from the former Dolph Ziggler. And now TNA and WWE have this partnership. I'm assuming Joe Hendry's going to be in the Royal Rumble. That would only make sense.
Of course he is.
Jeff Hardy.
Oh, Jeff Hart, which is weird because there are some guys like Nick Nemeth who WWE probably doesn't care to work with anymore, or wants him to be Dolph Ziggler. So he's probably not going to work with. It's just going to be interesting to see what TNA guys that got dumped by WWE will come back or won't come back.
But Dolph Ziggler's, even though his departure was kind of just at the beginning of the TKO thing when Vince was on his way out and Triple H was kind of back going to the helm, there might not be any real issue there between Nick and Paul Levesque.
And that's really what it is I want, because there are some guys like Austin Theory who you can tell is not a Triple H guy.
Right.
Because I was reading Reddit, which you should never do. Never go to the Reddit, any of the wrestling Reddit.
That as a reference.
They're terrible. But there was a post there that reminded me of Austin Theory. And it's like, hey guys, this guy hasn't really done much since Triple H took over. And then all the comments are like, yeah, he must have been a Vince guy and not a Triple H guy, because he was getting pushed way harder by Vince. Remember he found a golden egg?
Yes.
Mitch, okay. I love the look that Mitch just gave right before Vince McMahon left. This is like personal opinion, I think Vince McMahon caught syphilis and that drives you crazy, and now he's insane. That's what I think happened to Vince McMahon, because by the end of his run, Austin Theory found
possible.
Literally, like Vince McMahon pulled out from nowhere. He's like, I got an egg. And we're like, what? And he's like, this is like the ancient golden egg. And we're like, why? Why does he need an ancient golden egg? Is he going to sit out? Like, why are we? Who cares? Thank you, Mitch. This is what everybody was saying. Who cares? But
why did Eric need a spider in a cage?
Oh, yeah, Rowan. Oh, dude, Rowan. So when they broke the Wyatt family up, one of the 1,000 times they did it, they decided Eric Rowan was going to be a singles wrestler. We'll get into real wrestling talk in a second, folks. Don't worry. But this, you've got to hear. They break him off. They say that Eric Rowan was always a secret super genius. And they show him like solving Rubik's cubes and stuff. And then he's like, I'm a vintner. I have my own vineyard. I make wine. And they're like, what the fuck are we? And then he starts coming out with a cage. Like, like you put a bird in, but the bird's sleeping. So you put like a cloth over it. So he has one of those, the cloth. And then every time somebody looked into it, they'd go, ah, or like they get sprayed in the face with something. And like, they would be horrified. So we're like, what the fuck is under this thing? They finally do the reveal. It's a giant fucking furry spider puppet. It's not even a real. It's not even a real spider. It was a spider puppet in a cage. Like it looked like something you would get at Build-A-Bear or like a Halloween decoration, and they put it in the cage.
Wow.
And this was their thing to get the vintner Eric Rowan over. He made wine and carried around a giant spider.
I'm glad Triple H took over when I started watching.
Yeah. He was the original furry, I guess. I don't know.
Oh my god. Oh gosh. There were some dark times before like 2019 was as bad as it got.
Oh God, yeah.
Because that was during the pandemic. It was bad, but you gave it a pass because it was the pandemic. So of course it wasn't gonna be great.
Well, no, the pandemic saved the WWE because that's where the bloodline started.
Right. Yeah, they started doing that during COVID and I know you guys had fun with the Thunderdome, but I'm so glad that shit went away. Dude, watching all those LED screens in the background while nobody was cheering just did me in. Like,
but that was the benefit of being on the Thunderdome because you didn't see all the LED screens.
Right. Oh, dude, you guys got on a lot.
Yeah. So if you ever watch that Royal Rumble, Mitch, the one that Edge won at the Thunderdome, we had this big, huge WWE poster that Alex had gotten for Christmas. And because it was this big WWE logo behind us, they literally put our LED video screen right behind Michael Cole and whoever was doing the commentary. So like literally like when Edge won, you see the kids jumping up all over the place. When Randy Orton took a break on the table, all you see is me and Orton just like, yes. It's like, and they were
Awesome.
screenshots all night because I can't see myself on the screen, but they could.
Yeah, we could all see her. It was
really
crazy.
cool.
Like, Kat, you're on TV. I'm like, what do you mean I'm on TV? What are you talking about? I'm like, I'm watching it, and they're like saying, holy shit. I'm like, go put makeup on. Hurry up.
Yeah, and now you can go back. The cool
That's
thing is now
awesome.
you can just go back. Like you can go on whatever the equivalent of the network is now and go watch it.
That's all we're talking about that night. Not a clue.
Wow, that's awesome. All right, so I'm gonna try and pull up the SmackDown results. All right. Well, I try and pull up the SmackDown results. Somebody start go. What happened was what was the first thing that happened on SmackDown, or the notable thing that happened on SmackDown?
I don't even know what SmackDown did enough.
Honestly,
Let's
I
see.
didn't watch SmackDown.
We'll
this
get an
week.
official
I
run.
don't
Yeah,
know that.
Friday nights are hard for you, guy. You know what I mean? And there's shit going on. Looks like Motor Machine Guns beat Pretty Deadly.
Correct. So now they're actually the Motor Machine is going to be taking on DIY for the titles now with the Rumble too. So now the tag team titles are on the line.
Oh wow, that's not bad.
2 out of 3 falls match. Thank you, Alex.
Oh, 2 out of 3. Cool. So yeah, it looks like Cody cut a promo with no
I'm gonna skip that.
right. Yeah, that was just the opening thing because it was nobody attacked him or anything. We had the tag team match. Machine Guns won. B-Fab and Machine versus Chelsea Green and Piper Niven. That's a weird pair. B-Fab and Machine.
Yeah. B-Fab's the one helping her out, so that way with Chelsea Green, he has someone to counteract Piper Niven.
Wow. Okay.
That's her new partner, so to speak.
Gotcha. She got backup now. There was also what's it?
I will say though, B-Fab has actually gotten better.
Oh yeah, she was. It's just a weird pairing because like Machine here, Mia Yim, she's kind of bounced around from like Retribution to like the OG thing or the OCs with AJ and the Good Brothers and all that shit.
Yeah.
She hasn't really landed. Like it's been a weird. She's had a weird run.
This is landing. This feud she's got with Chelsea Green has actually been really good.
Oh, good. So yeah, it's she just through NXT and everything else never really seemed to have really found her not footing, but you know what I mean.
Absolutely.
Owens cut a promo. Jimmy Uso came out and attacked him. And dude, once we get into like the Owens, Cody, Sammy thing, and then Punk was there. Like all of these promos are involving like every single main eventer. It's kind of crazy.
Well, yeah, they're prepping for the Rumble.
Yeah. Video package for Braun Strowman, Jacob Fatu. Kevin Owens was talking to Matthew McConaughey. That was fun.
Oh,
Yes.
I heard about that.
McConaughey. Well, there was a lot of people in the crowd. McConaughey was there. Shane Gillis was there, a couple seats down. Let's see. Damian Priest. Okay, yeah.
That's interesting. Damian Priest got moved from Raw to SmackDown.
Right.
So now he's permanently. So don't like the Terror Twins being broken up, if I'm going to be honest.
No, I don't particularly care for that either. And then, some weird stuff has been happening with this transfer portal anyway, because, like, what was it? The Miz was trying to get away from the Wyatts, so he got transferred, but then the Wyatts also got transferred to the same show.
Yep.
Apparently, speaking of the Wyatts, and I guess we can address this since this is all kind of the same thing, Alexa Bliss was supposed to make her return in San Jose on the 13th, 2 weeks ago. And her representation told WWE that she wanted to renegotiate her deal before she went out there, and they said no. And so basically what's happened is Alexa Bliss is on her old WWE deal, and they're tacking on injury time as well, so it's still not over. But she's like, I acknowledge that this contract is still I forgot about that. Anytime I mention her, my Amazon Alexa goes off. So her they're going back and forth. She's like, okay, I understand that this contract is still going and you're taking an injury time. But she's like, but this is a whole new company. I signed this deal when it was just WWE. This is TKO now. And all these other girls are making more money than me, and I should be making this kind of money. And I don't. Is she worth that kind of money? Maybe. I don't know what the figures are, but it's interesting. But they've pulled. Basically, what's happened is because Alexa Bliss has asked to renegotiate her contract, they pulled back the plans for her to return on the 13th, and now there are no plans for her to return at all right now. Not at the Rumble, not at anything until they get this thing sorted out.
But here's the weird thing: if they're tacking on injury time, how can you tack injury time onto someone that was on maternity leave?
There was an injury in there before that.
Before she got pregnant.
Yeah, but they always take that though, and they add they whatever injury time, inclusive of them, not the maternity leave, just the injury time, they'll pop it to the end.
Right, but the injury time was only 3 months. She's been gone for over a year.
Huh. Yeah.
This wouldn't be like a work, would it?
The last time she wrestled was the last Royal Rumble.
Yeah, that was a year ago.
That was a year ago. So technically, she does have a TKO contract. She was already contractually working for TKO.
Right, but what I'm saying is when she signed the deal, the deal was when it was WWE and they had the WWE budget. You know what I mean? So that number was based on the numbers that WWE was making. Now that it's basically her contract is close to expiring, but not expired. So she wanted to she wanted to take that last chunk out and just start over fresh as of January 13th or whatever. But
that would be a huge mistake for Triple H.
Yeah. Now and now Mitch brings up a point. Could it be work? Always could be. I will, you always have to take it with a grain of salt because wrestling people, the writers and the talent understand that if they leak something to the dirt sheets, even if it's fake or even if it's part of a storyline, they're still going to report on it and it's still going to get out there. So let's see here. Oh, Autumn had to go to bed. So good night, Autumn. Reddit is awful. Yeah. Furries at her school are better than Rowan Spider. Yep. Okay. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Joe Hendry. All right. So Tara says if Joe Hendry is not in the Royal Rumble, she's going to be pissed. I think a lot of people probably would be. Let's see. Ryan, there's no clear. He's happy that there's no. It's nice. There isn't an obvious Rumble winner this year. Yeah. I feel like after Monday, it's obvious maybe, but I don't know. We'll talk about that in a minute. Hold on. I don't know how Steve flips between all this stuff so quickly.
He's a pro.
He really is. And we got David Raskin. We'll talk about this in a second, but Logan Paul promo sucks. Seth Rollins and Gunther. Dude, that guy got the Hogan treatment last night. What?
He loved it though.
Oh, and Curvin, we got a new commenter. Just hey, Curvin, the women's Royal Rumble build sucks. You know, I can't say I disagree, Curvin, because I don't know. I mean, it's the two champions. One is so new, and the other one, though they're both kind of new, and one of them is very dominant, and Rhea Ripley. So like, yeah, I don't know where we're going with this. The scuttlebutt for the women is Bianca Belair, and it's going to be Bianca Rhea Ripley.
No, Charlotte's winning.
I think so too, but I heard, like, again, I'm just, I'm floating the rumors that I've seen come by, and that's not a bad one, but I think Charlotte. Okay,
I think Liv should win it.
Of course, Mitch thinks Liv should win it. That makes perfect sense, Mitch.
With my Dirty Dom shirt.
Nice. Did you guys see Charlotte Flair?
Who that? Yeah, she don't look like Charlotte Flair to me.
She had some surgeries while she was away?
Charlotte Flair got a little work done.
A little?
Just a little. Oh, man. All right, Curvin thinks Io Sky should win the Rumble. Yeah, that would be a good pick.
It was fun to watch.
She's got the Priscilla Presley face now. It's stuck.
Dude, I don't know what it, like, her face looks completely, like, she doesn't look the same. Like, her nose is different. She looks like what?
A goat.
Oh.
Her face looks like a fucking goat. Like,
Not the greatest of all time.
That's what I was trying to clarify. Oh my god. Dude, I remember.
Okay, I'm sorry. I saw that picture. Cut her hair, and she looked like fucking Jim Brewer being Goatman. I'm sorry.
Oh my god. Yeah, dude, I remember. Must have been almost 10 years ago now, because we were talking on the show and Kat was on the show, so it's probably 7 or 8 years. Charlotte got these teeth, and I don't know if she's had them replaced since, but I was just like, she got these subway tile looking teeth. Like, I mean, you like, not, aren't they supposed to, like,
tiger?
Yeah, when you get like teeth implants, aren't they supposed to like measure and make the teeth very similar to the size that you had?
Yeah, but that overbite did not work with the Botox in the lips. Not
Dude, she got these teeth that, oh my god, like you ever seen a thing where like a dog will pick up somebody's dentures and then look up at you? It looks that
What she looked like?
that her teeth were bad, dude. They were gigantic.
For next week's show, you got to get a picture of that.
And the implants were too big, so they were up here, up to her chin.
Dude, she would do a moonsault every 6 months. She'd pop them.
You pop one, yes,
Jesus.
but like, I can't.
She
But
had
like,
to.
when your
Yeah, they
chin
were
goes,
way.
it's supposed to be hitting whatever. It was bad.
Yeah. Oh my god. Everybody's like, Tara thinks this is funny. Again, Logan Paul sucks balls now. Thank you, David Roscoe. Her face was not the only place that had work done, Dave. Yes, yeah. Oh my god. She actually had to go back and get the big implants taken out and smaller ones put in because she kept popping them from doing like wrestling moves. It's crazy.
I would say she was going to the same guy Michael Jackson went to, but he's dead, so it's not on that time.
Oof. Well, thank God for that. David Roscoe thinks Bailey will be the back-to-back. I
Please,
don't
dear
think
God,
it's going to happen.
Bailey's so boring. So boring.
Look,
And
you just be happy you didn't go through her original NXT run if you think she's boring now.
She was worse than this?
She was squeaky clean Bailey giving hugs to everybody in the hug section. Absolutely.
she had a side ponytail, and she dressed like a Saved by the Bell character.
She looked like Jessica Spano. Yep.
Her catchphrase was "I'm a hugger," and then she
hugger.
would hug people.
There's nothing.
I love the face. I love when we tell Mitch new wrestling things that he doesn't know yet, just to gauge his reaction. It's beautiful.
Mitch, when you're done tonight, just Google NXT Bailey and listen to the song and the way. Yeah.
Oh, she had wacky inflatable arm waving tube men in her intro. Like they all came up out of nowhere.
I'm gonna do this on YouTube right now. Come on, Mitch, do it.
Oh no, I'm just gonna write it down.
Yeah,
Oh,
right.
forget.
Kevin Owens, Jimmy Uso was one of the matches.
this shit.
NXT.
Bailey,
the
yeah,
hugger.
dude, the hugger, yeah, dude, it's crazy.
Vince, play the theme song for him really quick.
Oh, do we must have that.
You have to have
Oh,
Bailey's
gosh.
old-
Media assets. Let's see. Because we have so many of them in here.
Just put on,
gosh.
just put on Zoe Starks. That's
I know,
fine.
right? I've got that somewhere. I really do. Oh, you know, I didn't realize this stuff. Great. Yeah, I don't know if we have Bailey's.
Thing to come out of the Thunderdome.
Yeah.
Oh.
Actually, I disagree with that statement.
So, and then Kevin Owens beat Jey Uso,
Yep.
who swears he's a main eventer. He swears, guys, it's main event Jey Uso, and then he loses him. Speaking of losing main events, Saturday night's main event.
I'm grabbing my glasses for this.
That was a harsh one.
We
Yeah, I think
we talked about this. We talked about this last week. Al was all hyped up. He's like, dude, this is the time. They
They should
can't
have given it to him.
They can't possibly have Jey Uso lose another big match on a big right? They can't.
He just loses everything. I love him, but he
There it is.
loses.
And that's
Admit though, that was one hell of a match between the two of them, though.
It is, but Gunther's reign is boring too. There's like no, it's boring.
I love
Like-
Gunther.
No, I love Gunther. It's just this, like, they made Gunther look like a bitch with Damian Priest, which was annoying. And now, like, just going against Jay and talking shit to Jay, it's like it's not what Gunther normally does. He just uses his fists in the ring to do his talking.
yeah,
Can I say-
he's talking an awful lot more. That's true.
Yeah.
What's that on?
Can I say my opinion on Gunther?
Sure.
I think his title reign is more boring than Cody Rhodes' reign.
Man, that's hard. That's hard to do,
That
though.
is tough. That's another story.
Dude,
That's
Cody,
hard.
we're gonna get to this.
That won't
Cody
be
thing.
finished.
Have to say a story, Mitch.
I did.
Dude,
You had to say
The
you had to say Cody and story. Now just do the Michael Cole tears, and you're all set.
oh my god, it's
The crybabies.
so. We'll get into this Cody thing later because I feel. Listen, I'm probably wrong, but I really feel like this Royal Rumble ladder match is the opportunity they need to just freshen it up. Even if Cody gets the title back before WrestleMania because you need him to have a belt or whatever, I think this is
That could be fun.
just for
Yeah.
a little.
So much.
This was like when Kat, remember when Hogan won the belt as in the NWO? It was like 96, 97.
7,
And-
yeah.
It was 97, and it was 97 leading up to Starrcade 97 against Sting. But over the summer, they had Lex Luger beat Hogan for the title, and he kept it for like a month. And then
Right.
Hogan got it back.
Correct.
Because it was so long. Basically, what happened was Hogan was holding this title hostage, and the story was Sting was supposed to come back after a year and save WCW and all that. But that event's in December. When you're still in like March, people are like, how are we going to keep this going for so long while keeping it interesting? So in the middle of the summer, they did a flash title change. Luger got it for like I said, a month. And then at the next pay-per-view, Hogan took it back and eventually down the line faced Sting. We could do the same thing here if they need to put the title back on Cody. I feel like Owens grabbing a belt, like Owens being the champion, that seems like such a fresh thing right now.
Mm-hmm.
And well needed.
And this guy,
Doing the double belt thing like the Razor Ramon, Shawn Michaels.
so somebody said, what if the end of the match is Cody pulls down the real belt and Owens pulls down the winged eagle, and so technically Owens loses because he grabbed the fake belt instead of the real belt.
Ooh.
But I think it would be more interesting if the opposite happened. What if Cody grabbed the winged eagle and Owens grabbed the real belt, and you're like, it was Freaky Friday title swap.
That would be crazy.
Take me away. Sorry.
Dude, I need I don't know, man. I think I Gunther is not exactly having the freshest title reign in the world right now, but just this Cody thing is like, he's
It
like,
just needs to end. His
he's
story's
like,
over.
Somebody
put him through it. Put him on the shelf.
Is it like
Please.
is it Poochie from The Simpsons? When Poochie's not on screen, everybody must be asking where Poochie is. Yeah, it's like everybody's circling around this guy, and then nobody wins. So Saturday night's main event, Braun Breaker beats Sheamus. None of the matches. There were no title changes on the Saturday night's main event.
Correct.
You know,
Rhea Nia was a very good match, though.
which one?
Rhea Nia.
Yeah. So we've been talking about Nia doing, improving here.
Normally don't do matches at all, but
right.
that was good.
So, and then we had the promo with Shawn Michaels in the ring with Cody and Kevin. They did the contract signing, and 97-year-old Shawn Michaels super kicked Kevin Owens, and he fell out of the ring like he died.
Did you not? Okay, 10-year-old me came back when Kevin Owens went to go touch Shawn Michaels. I said, "Don't touch my son!" I was going ape shit.
No.
Don't touch him.
I was
That's
in the
funny.
snack. I was gonna come back in, and I hear, "Are you kidding me?" So I come running down. I thought something drastic happened. I thought the world was ending, but no. Shawn Michaels almost got pile drive. That's like
Yeah.
me for John Cena.
I
Are you
was
kidding me?
I was like, I am back in the barber shop. Don't touch my Sean.
Well, yeah, especially with a pile driver, like he turned to dust. So this,
You know about the barber shop or no?
Mm-mm.
we got it. See, here's what we should do. We should do once in a while. We should do a thing where we pick one of these old clips and we play it on the show to show Mitch. Because the barbershop, the barbershop thing, this is one that's actually not shitty. Like we talked about a bunch of shitty things that happened. This is like back when wrestling was good.
1992, Shawn Michaels was in a tag team with Marty Jannetty called the Rockers. And they were like the epitome of the rock and roll, like posters, the long hair, the mullet, the
Tiger Beat magazine, that kind of thing.
Oh my God. Yeah. So they were having this whole animosity thing, and the barbershop was where Brutus the Barber Beefcake used to do interviews in his barbershop.
And it was a real like it was a barber. It was set up like with chairs,
spiral. We had the clippers, everything. So Marty's trying to convince Shawn, like, why are we breaking? What is going on here? Let's just do this like we always do, whatever. And Shawn's like, okay, you win. And they shake hands. So everybody's like, oh, yes, the Rockers are back together. And as they're high-fiving and turn around, next thing you know, Shawn Michaels, Sweet Chin Music's Marty Jannetty in the face. Everybody's like, oh, my God, what the heck has happened? They're breaking up. Then he takes Marty Jannetty and crashes him through the barbershop window. Nothing like that had ever happened in wrestling before. So
Also,
the guy hanging from a window like this, and he picks up the WWF magazine like, is there a problem with the Rockers? And he rips it in half like, I think not, as he walks away. And that started Shawn Michaels' singles career.
okay. Oh, that's wild.
Yeah.
That sounds cool.
All right, so we got to remember, we got to get a Bailey entrance to show him, and we have to get the barbershop window to show him.
And wait, and we have to add two more, Vince. Add Jake the Snake Macho Man. And add Earthquake and Damien.
Earthquake and Damien, if he's never seen, you're gonna shit.
Oh my God, yeah, we gotta do Earthquake and Damien. Earthquake kills a python in the middle of the ring.
What?
I cried my eyes out because I'm like, why would that fat man kill a snake?
He sat on a bag. You had everybody in the arena convinced there was a python in the bag. I mean, it was hamburgers, but he squashed the shit out of his bag.
So they took like women's nylons and stuffed it with raw hamburger, and then they put it in the same. So Jake the Snake, when he carried the snake out, he would bring it in a big canvas sack. So they switched out canvas sacks. They switched out the real snake with the ground beef nylon. Put it in they put it in the ring. Yeah, Earthquake, who's he's a Canadian guy who was a sumo wrestler, so he's like 300-400
Oh, he's
pounds.
big.
He scooshes him. He scooshes the bag and it flattens. And yeah, everybody thought he murdered this like 10-foot long, python or whatever it is.
Python, yeah.
Ball python, yeah.
And then Jake opens the bag and he looks at oh god, no.
Yeah, he looks at the bag like, hey. Oh, we gotta show him this shit. Oh my god.
Oh my god. Freaking
gobbledygooker.
I know. It's like the funniest shit ever is how many people were going crazy that they thought he like PETA started going after the WWF for it. You killed a snake on live television.
It was a big. That was big. And then yeah, the snake biting Macho Man's the other one. When that snake bit him, people freaked like.
Well, that's because he
it was a real yeah.
Oh, it was a real.
It was a venomized cobra.
Right.
Okay.
But it bit on the
It's still
arm,
bitter.
and the son of a bitch wouldn't let go. So like the promo went way longer than it did because he could not unwrangle the snake from Randy Savage's arm.
Damn.
And the way they said it's so funny. The way they censored it out was they literally put a big red X on the middle of the screen, so you can still kind of like see when the camera moved. You can kind of see stuff, but it was like, beautiful.
That's hilarious.
I called my dad at work on that one because that was when it happened like at noon on a Saturday. I'm like, Dad, I think Randy Savage is dead. He likes Lucifer bit him and Elizabeth and Roddy Piper did. He's like, I'll watch it when I get home. I'm not watching it again.
I'm not watching it again. It's great. Oh my god.
I was so upset. I was that kid at ringside crying big time.
I get it. Finishing up Saturday night's main event real quick. Braun Strowman technically won by disqualification, but Jacob Fatu fucked him up.
He murdered him.
So good.
Jacob's a monster. I love it. He's a leash now.
We were talking about this last week. He's the next guy. Like, if they have to make a new tribal chief, it's him. He should be the one that beats Solo and then eventually beats Roman or whatever to be the new tribal chief.
Yeah, but the crowd, he has the crowd. They did not give it to Braun Strowman to do it one more time. Do it again.
It's crazy. Because he's supposed to be a heel, but he's getting over as a babyface, big time.
His athleticism for his size is just unreal. I want to see him and Braun Breaker. That'll be a hell of a match.
Oh, yeah. They'll let's be like two freight trains running at each other.
Dude, just imagine them running around the ring and just trying to spear each other.
Oh
yes. Oh man, they can even do the old school crisscross where one's on the they're running opposite sides of the room. Oh man.
I want to see Reed versus Jacob Fatu.
Ooh.
Who versus Jacob Fatu?
Reed versus Jacob. When Bronson.
When his ankles are healed.
And when he's back from
a year,
shattering every bone in the bottom of his leg.
That was not a smart move. Like, why did they think that was a good idea? 300-pound dude jumping from that high.
It wasn't. It was just the way he landed. It was the move was. There's nothing unusual for him to do.
Jacob Fatu.
Omos versus Jacob Fatu. Now I know you're tired. Go to bed.
Omos. So that's a weird thing because he went over to Pro Wrestling Noah in Japan.
Yes.
And went in a tag team with somebody and won the tag team titles like a month ago. And then like yesterday or the day before said, I'm vacating my tag team title and going back to WWE. Have a nice time, Pro Wrestling Noah. And it's like, oh, okay. Thanks. We just put a tag title on you and you just you're not even putting anybody over. He's just vacating the title.
He better not show up on Saturday again and waste a spot.
Oh, he's definitely. You know he's going to show up. He's going to do that thing where he pushes the top rope down like he's tall enough to get over there.
I want him to eliminate John Cena.
Okay, that would be fun.
All right, yeah, we do have to leave a little bit of time to talk about that, the Royal Rumble stuff. So very quickly, Seth Rollins, Gunther, and Logan Paul kick off Raw. I love that Gunther went from I want Seth to win the Royal Rumble so I can beat the shit out of him. No, I want you to win the Royal Rumble, Logan, because I want to beat the shit out of you. Which is and he would. If Logan Paul is the one that beats Gunther, I will eat a
Um,
shoe. I will boil a shoe. I will find a
They're
leather
gonna give him.
shoe. And,
They're gonna give him one time. They're gonna give him it at some point.
I know. I just ugh.
Like
Uh,
it's bound to happen. He's too polarizing. Too many
I know.
followers.
I know.
Yeah.
That's exactly what they're looking for. Sami Zayn had words of Punk backstage. War Raiders against the Judgment Day. Oh my God! This is the match where JD Drake,
Oh
or
my
no,
God.
JD McDonough. Sorry,
Oh my god.
JD McDonough almost fucking died.
I thought he was dead.
I did too.
Yeah, McDonough, dude. He did this. What was it, a springboard thing off the? He was on the outside. He was on the apron. He springboards
Yeah.
off the ropes, and he's supposed to like. Yeah, he did a moonsault. Hanson or whatever. I'm sorry, I still know him as Warbeard Hanson. But anyway, Ivar. Ivar catches him, but JD does another rotation and hits what everybody assumed was the back of his head on the announce table and crashes and burns. It turns out he's said in the tweets about his injury that no mention of a concussion or anything like that, which is great. But there's he has a couple broken ribs and a punctured lung.
Which he must have hit at the top of his back hard.
That's what I'm thinking. The way he hit that part of his back where your ribs are there, and then it goes, oh my God.
But
That
and how he got up after that was
He still wrestled. He
wrestled.
he's a
Like, my
fucking monster.
Yeah, so he wrestled the match and then walked as far as up the ramp through the curtain and immediately fell down and passed out. So, like,
Jesus.
yeah, there was a picture, and I was like, maybe he's just selling because he's hurt, but he's not that hurt, so he knows he has to sell. No, the motherfucker fell down right at the curtain. Like, he was done. So he's out for months. Like, until, first of all, broken ribs. If everybody's had a broken rib, that shit sucks.
Can't breathe right.
Every time you breathe, it hurts. Yeah, and then a punctured lung, you're not having a good. And what can they do for a punctured lung? And they're not going to go in with a.
They patch it. I have no idea.
I really don't know. Kat, do you know what they do for a punctured lung?
Some duct tape.
Yeah.
Punctured lung, you need surgical correction and fluid reduction. So you're looking at possible pneumonia and a collapsed lung and a reinflation on top of just the injury itself. And if you have the rib injury on top of it, you have to worry about more puncturing while your ribs heal.
Jesus.
So yeah, he's out for a long time.
Yeah, because like if you picture if you're standing, you picture ribs 1, 2, and 3. If it's any of those that are cracked, if that chips, that's going right up into your lung.
Oh my God.
Him and Bronson Reed can hang out.
Yeah, so they have to reinflate it, protect the ribs,
Oof.
surgical procedure, and then watch out for fluid. And then if you have drainage, you're adding another 3 months on
Right,
top of.
'cause you have that like port.
Correct.
So he's
Yeah.
going up.
Oh,
So-
God.
We're looking at least, if that's what it really is, we're looking at least 10 to 15 months.
Oh wow. Damn.
Jesus.
I was thinking maybe like 6 to 9 months. That's wow. That's awful.
Just the ribs to heal itself can take 6 to 9 months. The lung
Man,
on top of it, because you're gonna have to be watching back and forth to make sure that nothing punctures the lungs on top of the rib damage.
Wow.
That's
That's
insane.
And he's lucky he break his fucking neck in his head.
right, because they could also go back. Like they might not have been able to diagnose a concussion last night, but like today, like they might.
I mean, he's got a massive head, though.
He's
got a lot of protection.
He's got that big Irish potato head. Yeah.
But look, think of being in a car accident, whiplash is 3 or 4
Whiplash, yeah.
days afterwards.
'Cause
But
you
just
can-
because you showed up last night doesn't mean that you can't. I mean, especially now what we know like about CTE and stuff and everything, the
Right.
fluid in the brain can take anywhere up to 72 hours after it happened to show up.
Oh yeah, and it's and you can get a concussion from non-contact, which there was contact. But what I'm saying is he didn't hit his head, but the whiplash from that could be enough to cause the brain to bounce
Correct.
around inside and hit boom, 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 boom. Yeah, so you can still get a concussion without making direct contact with the head.
you're looking at a possible TIA also.
Oh, like a mini stroke?
Yep.
Oh, God.
Jesus.
Well, I mean, speedy recovery to him, that's terrible. I mean, all of that after, or potentially that after a moonsault. It's crazy.
Why couldn't that have happened to Cody? 10 to 15 months with no Cody? Beautiful.
Why couldn't it happen to Braun Strowman?
Steve,
Wow,
clip it.
Yeah.
Clip it. AI, clip it. That's the line. The two that need to be clipped are Alex at the beginning of the show and then Mitch just now. Those are the two that absolutely need to be clipped.
Frog Splash as he's saying it. Why can't it be Cody? Boom.
Oh my God. And then all right, so continue with Raw real quick because I do want to talk about the Rumble, so we'll just get this done as quickly as possible. New Day is still bad guys. Apparently
The
Xavier
family show.
family and Lil Yachty all hate the New Day now. I love that this is family. And then Lil Yachty has a front row seat, is standing next to him like,
He's
yeah,
like,
New Day sucks. Lil Yachty. Mrs. Woods, come here. We're going to have you all, your son Austin's going to be wrestling. We're going to have you sit front row next to Lil Yachty.
and you're going to tell me he sucks.
You're going to have a New Day sucks shirt. We came back to that. That's a 10 or 12 year callback because that's when they were originally heels. That was the chant. New Day sucks. And then it was New Day rocks for a long time. And then now it's New Day sucks again. Let's see. Bianca Belair, Naomi, Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez. Sure. Don't care.
Live one. That's all that matters.
That's right. I'm saying, yeah, they.
No, he does.
I hate Liv Morgan.
It's okay.
hate Liv Morgan. You know,
Okay.
Heard she thinks real fondly of you too.
I don't care what she thinks about me. Anyway, she's like a random 30-year-old woman. Anyways, now listen, let me talk. Leah, Ellie and I, yeah. Anyways, listen, like
Next reel.
It's just you.
I
Oh, man.
Snort. Oh my God.
I used to love Liv Morgan like when she was in the Riot Squad and all that, blah blah blah. Now I just like lost all interest in her, and I think it's because she's with Dominic, and I used to with Dominic.
That's Stash.
It's the sexy stash. Let's see. Oh man, I've been unfortunately I had the results thing page covering all of these comments, but I'm gonna go through them all because they're crazy that we got this many comments. I apologize that I didn't read your comments. Just we're gonna go through them. David Rosca defending his girl Bailey, say Bailey is not boring. You look ridiculous. I love that. When is Trish Stratus coming back? Maybe the Rumble, buddy. I don't know. I know you want her to come back, but she's also like retired. So she'll make a Rumble appearance, maybe, or maybe a SummerSlam appearance, or something in Canada. Hey, Mitch, call your sister Michelle. Wow. Thank you, Kervin. These are wild. Gunther, David Rosca likes Gunther's run. I don't think it's as bad as Cody's. Tara says, now I'm going to see a thing at NXT Bailey is Jesse Spano. Yep. Dave A. It's a shame that Dragunov has been out so long. Him and Walter. Yeah. So Ilya Dragunov is another guy, which I've almost honestly forgot he was out, but he's one of those guys that could really, you put him in there with Gunther, you put him in there with like Braun Breaker, you put him in against Jacob Fatu. Just he's small, but he can put up with those kind of big guys and put on a good match.
He was fun for the short time I got to watch him.
Yeah, he has there's stuff on the indies like him and Gunther. This started, him and Walter were wrestling in Germany, 5-10 years ago. So there's like a whole thing. Cool. There's a whole history there. Yeah. And Dragunov went through the British, he went through the whole European indie scene before getting to NXT. So he's got a good roster. Dave Rosca, Kevin Owens is not WWE Disney Championship material. All right. WWE do give Gunther the Jim. See much of Seth Rollins. They haven't really given Gunther those guys, right? Is he saying? I think he's saying that they should probably give him those kind of opponents to make him a little more legit.
Never. Yeah.
I think he thinks my belt thing, pulling the belt down, sounds stupid. All right. I think Tara might like. Let's see. Last year we want Cody Rhodes. Now you're turning your back on him. No, sir.
I have always hated Cody Rhodes.
Sir, go back in the archive. Go back to last year leading up to the Royal Rumble. Me and Mitch were not finished the story, boys.
I was. But now I have learned from the past. I've learned from my mistakes, and the past year.
And if I recall correctly, with Vince, when we knew that Cody was going to be WrestleMania opponent for Seth Rollins, the only two people on the panel that hated it before it ever even happened was Vince and me.
And I think, because I think the whole thing is silly. I think most of the WWE fans that are cheering for him are cheering for him out of spite because they poached one of AEW's guys. The whole thing is like, it's like a phony thing. They're not really. If it wasn't Cody Rhodes, it would have been whoever else they poached from AEW, which is now they're doing it with CM Punk and Cody. They're just like.
But guess what? I've been a CM Punk person for forever, and I'll always be a CM Punk person. I don't give a shit where he is. So that don't bother me. But yeah.
Right. But it's just funny that's like a potential main event now, Cody and Punk.
But like Cody Crybaby last year, did I want to see Roman's drop? Absolutely, because I think it needed a new freshness.
Right.
Did I ever say that I believed it was gonna work? No, because like you said last year, and we've been saying it all along, they weren't ready for his reign. So that's not
They didn't have a plan. They're like, we'll give Cody the title. Well, who's he going to defend it against?
Exactly.
Dave A with the spoiler of a lifetime, and Jannetty became a junkie. I mean, we could just put that after any Marty Jannetty clip, unfortunately. Marty's a great guy, but he's got problems. I've had nothing but positive interactions with Marty Jannetty, but I also know that he's a problem. Piper and Snuka with the coconut. Yeah, we got to show him that one.
Yeah.
This must be I don't know who this must be a shout out to one of your teachers, Mr. Santa Zap. Sure, buddy. All right, Kerwin.
Oh my gosh, Santi Zap! That is my favorite WWE TikToker ever.
Oh, okay. I'll have to pay attention. I'm old. I don't know who that is, but I'll take a look. Us old guys. See, Autumn, we have somebody here. So now I understand that Kervin's probably like teenager 20s. That's cool. Thanks for tuning in, brother.
At WWE shows, and there's like Santi Zap this, Santi Zap that, and it's so funny because like Brandon Collins also does it too.
Yeah.
Because Brandon Collins actually just wrestled against AJ Francis in a match.
Oh, cool.
Good.
Oh, Vince, I thought of another one to add for Mitch.
Yeah.
Add Jake the Snake Roberts, the model Rick Martel. Arrogance.
Oh, with arrogance. Oh my gosh. All right. Well, yeah, we'll get into that. We'll put the list together, and like once a week, we'll just show like a short one. We won't do them all at once and overwhelm you. Tara loves Jacob Fatu. Absolutely. Sheamus, Jacob Fatu, Kerwin liked that match. I don't know what Noah Wait was. Sorry, Tara. I would literally. That was from 10 minutes ago. I'm sorry. Is Cross actually going to become relevant? Everyone he gets involved with has turned heel. Yeah. There was a social media video of Scarlett and Karrion Kross watching Sammy kick Cody from the crowd. And he's like, I knew it. And they're like celebrating and hugging. So I feel like he's going to be relevant in the way that like when people feuded with the Demon, when Balor was the Demon, and then they would lose to him, and they'd like change and be different, or like the House of Black would hit somebody with the Black Mist in AEW, and then all of a sudden their personality would change like Sky Blue. I think, I think he's the guy that like he might not be the top guy, but he's like keeping the gears turning behind the scenes. You know what I mean? Also, he's teasing something with Punk. Tara had to leave. Bye, Tara. Let's see. Guys, time to be I know. Listen, I would love if we were at 100 or if we were at 1,000 subs. If we were at 2,000, we could be monetized. Kervin, why don't you get 1,000 897 of your best friends to all hit the subscribe button for us, and you'd be doing us a big favor. You don't have to do that many people. Just if you're enjoying the show, let your wrestling friends know. We are on YouTube. Hit that subscribe button. Yes, we've been doing it for 10 years, and we only have 103 subscribers on YouTube, but we podcast a lot of other places as well.
But we have on TikTok.
Yeah, we actually have a good following on TikTok, and is it Spotify or is it SoundCloud? One of those we actually have. We get a lot of listens every month. SoundCloud. Yeah. We get a lot of SoundCloud.
Facebook following and everything. So
the Facebook videos end up getting some good videos, but then the shorts on TikTok
probably have the number he wants with all the places.
Yeah, we just the YouTube is definitely, I feel like people don't really subscribe on YouTube. Like I don't know. I feel like it's one of those things. Like even me, I don't subscribe to a lot of YouTube channels. There are ones that I watch all the time, but
10 years ago, we had way more on YouTube when that's all we were using.
Right. Yeah. Absolutely. But it would be nice to get more. So if you're enjoying the show, Kerwin, hit that subscribe button, and or Kervin. I'm sorry, I'm keep calling him Kerwin, like Kerwin White, like Chavo's old gimmick. Oh God, we'll show him that too. We'll show you that one, Mitch. Never mind. All right. So how about this one? I don't know. Gunther is the Nikola Jokic of WWE.
Jokic! Oh my gosh, Denver Nuggets!
Yes. But I kind of get what he's saying, though. Like the comparison of like
in my ear now. Jeez.
Of like, just kind of like tall foreign guy with a lot of skills, but like he doesn't say much. He just goes out there and does his thing. Yeah, I get that. Let me pull up real quick, and then the last thing we'll do before we take off tonight, because people got stuff to do, I'm sure. I'm gonna pull up the Royal Rumble card, and we'll just briefly make our pick. Oh, there's not even that many matches. DIY against the Motor City Machine Guns. We said that's 2 out of 3 falls for the tag team championships. Do we think that who do we think takes that one?
DIY retains.
Yeah.
Because they just got it. Did they just get it back from them?
Yeah, like not even a month ago yet.
Yep. Yeah, so it'll be too soon to switch it. I agree with you. What do we think with this ladder match between Cody and Kevin with the 2 titles, the real title and the Winged Eagle title hanging up there?
I hate to say this, but I think Cody's gonna win because I don't think they want to drop it. I think they have enough.
I think we all know it's gonna be unfortunate.
And Cody's gonna sit on top of the ladder and hold both belts and cry and
maybe Jacob Fatu comes out, pulls the ladder, and just breaks Cody's legs.
It would be fun if Cody was celebrating and you thought the show was just going to end with him celebrating on top of the ladder, and somebody runs out and knocks the ladder over and puts him through like a stack of tables or something, just to like freshen it up. Because
Brandy do it.
It's a great way to end the show.
Oh, dude, there was a point in AEW. I hate to keep getting sidetracked, but Cody insisted that Brandy Rhodes, and this is why Tony Khan is nicer than Vince McMahon and Triple H, because he was giving Brandy a chance on TV. The AEW was very new, and they needed wrestlers, and they're like, Brandy, you can, you got a chance. And I think it was Jade, when Jade was like cutting one of her early promos, and Brandy comes out, who's usually very like, talks very calmly, whatever. And she goes, who told you it was open mic night, bitch? And I'm like, what? I've never heard Brandy talk like that ever in my life.
Another one is she was talking, I forgot who it was, but she comes out and she goes, you bobble-headed, less talented version of Paul Heyman.
Oh, that was to Don Callis.
She goes, I'd rather prefer Jim Cornette.
Yeah, you did say Jim Cornette. Were there any other matches aside from Cody and Kevin and the DIY Motor City Machine Guns matches that have been added to the Royal Rumble aside from the men's and women's Rumble matches?
No, there's no women's tag happening that I know of.
No women's tag, no women's championships, none of that stuff's being defended. All right, cool. So it's a very...
We're just defending right now on NXT.
Yes.
Not Jade, Naomi and Bianca. Sorry.
Right. So let's see here. We got the men's and the women's matches. They've announced 15 men and 10 women so far. We'll do the women's first. We got so of the 10 that are announced, we have Nia, Bailey, Charlotte, Naomi, Bianca, Liv, Raquel Rodriguez, Lyra, Valkyria, Ivy Nile, and Io Sky.
Why do you pronounce it like that?
I don't know because I'm dumb. Because I watched Captain Io. No, that's EO. Anyway, we can only hope. I think Dave is hoping for the demise of Cody as well. He's on Team Cody
I'm
demise.
going with Goat Flair. And I don't mean GOAT greatest of all time. I mean
Charlotte definitely has a shot at it. What do you think, Mitch?
Goat Flair.
I mean, I want Liv, but obviously it's not going to be Liv.
I was just gonna say I know who he wants, but yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean, Charlotte sounds like the logical choice just because she's been out for so long, and
Right.
she's
Right, you
the
make a
GOAT
big
either way.
You make a big comeback, you do the whole thing. You know, you get your Royal Rumble, your entrance where everybody like welcomes you back, and then you get the big win, and then you're on to WrestleMania. Yeah, that makes sense. The 15
Nikki
15
Bella.
Did you say Nikki Bella?
Yeah, well, she's apparently been talking with Levesque and whatever, and she was at the Raw thing or whatever said. So, could we all just agree that we don't want it to be fucking Nikki Bella coming in?
Yeah, that,
Brie Bella.
Eh,
Brie
oh my god! If I hear like, oh, I have a big television. I don't want to throw anything at it when I hear Brie mode.
30. Calling it out.
Oh, terrible. And so for the men's rumble, we have 15 announced: LA Knight, John Cena, CM Punk, Jey Uso, Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, Drew McIntyre, Rey Mysterio, Sami Zayn, Shinsuke Nakamura, Logan Paul, Penta, Chad Gable, Braun Breaker, and Carmelo Hayes.
CM Punk.
I mean, after that promo on Monday night with everybody in the ring, yeah, seems like they're leaning Punk again, and then it would be Punk against Cody at Mania.
Or I have an idea. Hear me out, okay?
What's that?
So Cody defends the title in the elimination chamber. Cena wins the chamber, and it's Cody Punk. Not Cody Cena Punk at Mania.
Yeah.
That's funny. That's very similar to something I said a couple weeks ago where I was like, how do we get Punk versus Cena at WrestleMania? It does involve it involves one of them winning the Rumble and one of them winning the Elimination Chamber. That's like the only way it can happen.
Guess what? Now, me, I thank you.
No, jeez Louise.
That's great. Oh my gosh.
28.
Oh, Dave has something interesting for the women's. I have a sick feeling it's going to be Becky.
Oh,
It would set up Becky, Rhea, and Charlotte Tiffy at Mania.
Oh,
I can get behind that.
Dave,
that would be
Thank
pretty good.
interesting.
You get the thank you for that because
I don't hate that because I know he says like he has a sick feeling it's going to be Becky, but between Becky and Charlotte, I'd probably rather have Becky win the Rumble.
Yep, exactly.
But it would be so funny to see Tiffy and Charlotte against each other because that's like
Implant versus implant.
it's like two generations. It's like it's like
Who
when
will pop first?
that would be. Oh God! You know, if this was the Attitude
That's
Era,
the rule.
Yep, exactly.
if this was the Attitude Era, they would have a match where the stipulation was you had to pop your opponent's fake titties. You know they would do that.
Puppies!
They would absolutely do that.
Lawler would have it. That Jerry Lawler said that.
No, I know, but
Puppies.
we talk about Trish Stratus. That says
Yes, because oh, geez, Louise,
Oh boy, Trish Stratus.
the bird
Trish
and the
Stra-
bees talk again. I
Trish
guess.
Stratus went to Namco Pools and got a couple of inflatables installed. If you know what I mean.
huh?
okay.
Sorry, we'll tell you when you're older.
Kardashian.
No, geez.
But did you guys so fun? Like, yeah, we'll close out. We always go long, but we'll go long. You know, we'll go a little long anyway. Fun fact for you, Mitch. You know, Goldust, Dustin Rhodes.
Oh yeah,
Cody's
yeah.
older
Cody's
brother.
brother.
So when he was Goldust was like this very androgynous, quasi bisexual kind of whatever. One of his feuds involved him being like in love with Razor Ramon, and Razor Ramon had like gay panic. Like that was the whole feud. Was just gay panic. But during the middle of this whole thing, because Goldust would get like weirder and weirder as the years got on, there was a point where Dustin Rhodes went up to Vince McMahon and said, "I will get breast implants for this gimmick if you pay for it." And
Oh my God.
they didn't do it. I mean, thank God.
Thank God.
But like, could you imagine grown ass man
with fake titties?
and then he zips it up into the Goldust costume with the gold paint and all this. Oh my God.
Can you imagine being Marlena having to look at that every night?
Oh yeah, aside from the fact that he was married to one of the hottest women in the world at the time.
How did you fumble that?
Drugs and alcohol.
A
He
plane
wanted
ride.
fake tits.
A plane ride from hell. That's how he
Yeah,
fumbled.
it was bad before then. That was the nail in the coffin.
That was the icing on the cake, that whole plane ride. Yeah, but you gotta get to that.
Was it Terry Runnels? So back in the day, and we'll inform you on all this. So Terry was Marlena, same person, but Terry Runnels, her real name. They were her and Dustin were married. They were both in WCW together like years before that, and then they got to the WWF as like a tandem where she was like the director and he was the actor, and like Goldust was very much into like film. That was like his deal. But yeah, as unfortunately he got more into like his addictions, they split up, and during that plane ride from hell, which they talk about on Dark Side of the Ring, one of the ways that Dustin tried to get her back was drunkenly singing like a country love song to her on this flight full of wrestlers. Brock Lesnar and Mr.
God.
Perfect. Brock Lesnar and Mr. Perfect are literally fighting in the
Oh,
corner. Somebody's shaving off like JBL's eyebrows or some shit. Like chaos is happening. Ric Flair's got his dick out in front of people. Yeah.
Woo!
And then there's Dustin turning around going,
Mitch, he was flashing everybody buck naked.
right, yeah. Flair was doing the Flair thing, buck naked, and then friggin' Dustin turns around and says, "Every time our eyes meet, this feeling inside of me." I don't even know what he was singing, but I'm just assuming that he was doing something.
Every little thing that you do.
Yeah, if it was amazed by Lone Star, that was just a great like. Oh, there's no way to ask that question because he will block you on Twitter if you ask him that. I'm sure.
Yeah. You want to get a crazy? Yeah. Go on Dark Side of the Ring. Watch the plane ride from hell, Mitch.
Oh my God, yeah, that's crazy.
That sounds interesting.
The plane ride from hell. Yeah, the plane ride from hell episode of Dark Side of the Ring is one of those. There's a lot that I can recommend. That one's great. The Herb Abrams episode for such a weird, like Herb Abrams had such a small time as a wrestling promoter, but he was a crazy guy.
Yeah.
That one, the Cocaine Cowboy, is that what they call him?
It was a good one.
But all right, well,
The,
so we
call it. Oh my God, what the heck was the other one? The ECW one was really good.
yeah, the New Jack one was pretty good. The New Jack one was good.
So was Chris Candido's.
Candido's, I mean, even like the Macho and Liz one from the first season, the Eddie and Chris one from the first season, that two-parter. Holy shit. So the first season of Dark Side of the Ring is like classic, and then from there you can kind of pick and choose episodes.
Yeah. Dark Side of the Ring is good shit.
Do we have any other thoughts or anything here? I know we've given guys almost 15 minutes of extra time here.
In the Royal Rumble, Jordan Grace is going to be in the Royal Rumble. Mickey James is going to be in the Royal Rumble. Adam
Yes.
in the Royal Rumble, and Nick Aldis is going to enter the Royal Rumble, and they're going to eliminate each other at the same time. Thank you. Good night.
Oh, the two GMs are going to eliminate each other.
I don't hate Nick Aldis being in there, to be honest. I don't know how I feel about Adam
Nick
Pearce.
Aldis is hot. That's the only reason I want to see him.
You got Mickey James.
That's Mickey James' husband. You gotta, yeah.
I'm not with her. I got the height advantage. I will stomp on her like she's a little mosquito, and that's all. Period.
Oh, she's confident in her promo work.
I'm glad she's confident. I've met Mickey, and she's got a.
About being in the ring now, did she?
Oh,
Mickey's got it.
I can't back it up. I'm all bark, no bite.
I can't back it up. Exactly. You got the promo down.
Fantastic. Oh my God. Excuse me. All right, so I think we're all set. Is there any other thoughts we gotta go through? I think we're
We're
pretty good.
good. We just gave Mitch a hell of a lot of homework assignments for next
And
week.
you know, don't do it all at once. But I mean, you know.
Well, I got some time tomorrow, so.
Oh, so yeah, if you got time to kill tomorrow, you can do a lot of that. But yeah, we should we'll pull the promos because I think we could even we'll figure out a way to play it in the window here. Like there's a way to play it in the window so we can all watch. Yeah. And then we can show you some of these things because
we got to talk with Steve with the list and see which from the list will give us the most shock factor of him on screen.
I think we either start with one of the Jake the Snake ones or we start with the barbershop window.
Oh no, I say we start with Earthquake after that reaction.
Oh, or you know what? Earthquake might be the one. Shoot, well, you know what? If you do the macho Jake, then Earthquake Jake, it kind of you'll understand. And you could do both of those in the same time because they're both relatively short.
Yeah, and they're within 2-3 years of each other too. So
right, because it'll give you context of how important the snakes were to this whole Jake the Snake was a great talker and a great wrestler and had a great look and all that stuff, but he carried a giant snake to the ring, and that was the draw. So it became such a part of his act that once this thing happened with Earthquake squashing the snake, it was a big deal. This was a payoff of 5 years worth of him carrying a snake around.
The same, yeah. Yep, he took.
Right, he always called. Yeah, it was always Damien, and then.
So Damien showed up at WrestleMania 2. This happened around WrestleMania 7.
Oh wow!
So,
and then each time he got a snake, it had a different creepy name. Damien, Lucifer. I don't remember the rest, but they were all kind of like that.
Revelation.
Oh, Revelation was one of the snakes. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
Revelation was the one when he came back as a born again.
I was going to say that was the born again Christian Jake the Snake. Yeah. All right. Oh, that's another one. There's a Jake the Snake Dark Side of the Ring that'll run all this down for you as well. You know about his personal stuff.
About Jake the Snake, he's got to watch Beyond the Mat.
Oh God, Beyond the Mat's. That's a documentary. That's feature length, but it's. That's
the one you got to do because the whole thing with Grizzly Smith.
Beyond the Mat was the first wrestling documentary that actually took wrestling seriously. And they went backstage with a lot of people. They got backstage access with WWF. They got backstage access with Bret Hart was Terry Funk. It's crazy.
Did draws.
Yep, draws.
That's where the puke came from. It was on that documentary.
Yes, he's got a puke. He's got a puke. And the kid's sitting there. The guy said he could vomit on command, and Vince McMahon's like, "Show me." He's like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "You say you can vomit on command. Show me." Like, what? We're gonna call you puke. Ready? And he puts a little trolley, they're sitting in Vince McMahon's fucking office with an oak desk. It looks like you're sitting in the White House. And he pulls this shitty little plastic trash can out. This is another, we just show him this scene. And he puts it out in front of the guy. He goes, "We're gonna call you puke if you can puke on command. And we're gonna go, this is how the commentary's gonna go. And he's gonna puke. He's gonna puke." And he's doing this, and the kid's trying to make himself throw up, and he gets the littlest, teeniest little out. He's like, "Ah, you did good, kid. You did good." Wrestling is fucking crazy. What are we doing? Oh.
The scary thing is we actually paid tickets money to go see that in a movie theater.
I have that shit. I bought it at I don't even want to know what I paid for it at FYE on DVD.
I went to the movies to go see it. I paid a movie ticket price to go see it.
Oh my God. That's outrageous.
I was so there was something in a movie theater that had to do with wrestling that wasn't freaking No Holds Barred.
Right. Yeah, it's true. Or Ready to Rumble.
What is stupid? What's the David Arquette one?
Ready to Rumble. Yeah.
I wanted, I'm going to puke. I wanted something okay, this is something.
She's got a puke.
Yeah. I'm a mom. I can do that on demand. Trust me.
Oof. Oh my God. All right. I think we've ground all of these topics into a complete paste. We've done no more. Like, oh, all right. We'll do this one last question from Dave, and then we'll call it a day. Does Punk cash in his favor with Heyman, and is it Lesnar?
Ooh.
He might call it in the
Lesnar would beat his ass though.
That's what we did
Right.
not talk about. We did not talk about Paul Heyman's promo last night on Raw.
There we go. We got time. Go for it.
Because when Drew came out, he goes, I'll deliver your message about the treatment for Roman Reigns. He goes, I wasn't talking about Roman Reigns. I was talking about your bestie, CM Punk.
Oh. All right. So we could, and they had the whole thing of and so when you say bestie, that also reminds me of what Cody and Punk said to each other. Cody's like, you're my friend, right, Punk?
Exactly. It's like a lot of weird things because, like Dave said, which is a great point, we still don't know what the promise was.
So somebody posted a picture online of Paul Heyman. Was he smashing it? He must have turned on Punk and threw a ladder at him or something. And so people are kind of speculating that maybe the favor is to interfere in the Cody title match to get the title off him, so it's easier for Punk to get the title. I don't know.
That would be awesome. That would be
Then it
so
would be
nice.
Punk. Then it would be Punk Owens, and then you'd have to get the Punk Owens and then get the Punk Cody. I don't know. That'd be confusing.
I don't know. How many times did Punk and Cody go at it in AEW? Like
I don't think they never because Cody Punk came. There was like an overlap of like a month or two where Cody was technically a free agent, but he was still wrestling, which is weird because the scuttlebutt was always like Punk coming in, because Punk basically came in as another EVP kind of on the low key because he was like booking Collision and all that stuff, and the scuttlebutt was like kind of like Cody didn't want to be involved with Punk at that level, so now it's like they're in another company doing the same shit, and I'm like, okay.
But that was an AEW dream match for a lot of people. So are we going to cash in on the AEW dream match opportunity now here in WWE?
Oh, yeah,
the last time we had that opportunity when it could have been Sting Taker, we didn't get it. We got Sting Triple H. So,
that still bugs me.
Yep.
Years later.
Yep.
And we were supposed to get Sting versus Undertaker at a WrestleMania one year, Mitch, and they were making these promos and they were all dark and spooky and there was like rainstorms and a wooden shack and all this stuff, and it looked like a Sting promo because Sting's stuff was always, it was dark, it was rainy, he was like the Crow, etc., etc. So we're like, oh shit, it's Sting. And at the time he was supposedly leaving TNA, and they were making, so the WWE started putting out these promos teasing it, and then he just signed back with TNA. Like he literally signed with TNA. TNA did like a live Impact on a Thursday. He came back as a surprise, won the world title, and like they kept him there, and we're like, oh, okay. And then we're like, well, maybe it was going to be a bit. There was a pivot to Abyss. There was a rumor that it was going to be Abyss against the Undertaker that year instead, and then Abyss ended up fucking staying with TNA too. So then we ended up getting, not that it was bad. This was a very good match, but we got Triple H versus the Undertaker again. This is like the third time they wrestled each other 3 times at WrestleMania.
Yep.
Oh.
I
It's
think
a little tiresome.
They got better every time, which is nice.
But it was just like, it killed us because the year before, when we could have had it happen, it was Sting Triple H, and the next year, great, we just put Triple H in here again.
Sting Triple H and Undertaker Bray Wyatt were like, what are we doing? Why are we doing this at the same WrestleMania? Yeah.
Okay, don't hate on Undertaker Bray Wyatt. Do not hate on.
They put that match on. Can I tell you?
It was stupid after the year before he just lost to Brock Lesnar. Then we go into this storyline with the two of them that literally had no storyline whatsoever. There was no reason for the two of them, except who was the good darkness or whatever, just for him to basically squash Bray Wyatt. It didn't do anything.
Right. Yeah, it was unfortunate. The other thing was they put that match on too early in the day, and it was in California. And the big spooky Undertaker and big spooky Bray Wyatt with his zombie scarecrow people that were part of his entrance looked really silly in broad fucking daylight. The Undertaker's coming out with smoke. There's smoke, and his thing has the full moon. Like the Titantron has the full moon, and he comes out in the robe, and I'm the dead man. It's 3 PM. It's perfectly sunny out. I'm gonna get a sunburn out here. Like, what are we doing? They didn't wait. They could have waited, and at least it would have been dark. And he was like, "What? I feel like I could go for a margarita right about now."
It looked like the Wizard of Oz on acid.
It was so dumb. And Bray Wyatt comes out with these, and this would have been really spooky at night. But he comes out with the silliest looking people dressed like scarecrows and walking like zombies. Like first they were still, and then they all started walking behind him like zombies. But it's like it's 3 PM, bro. Nobody's scared of zombies at 3 PM.
Like, do you remember Seth Rollins' Mardi Gras outfits last year when he walked in?
Yeah, with the mummers.
Scarecrows that were supposed to be scary, not the scary like, okay, yeah, you guys really need to change your outfit. Like that's how outlandish the costumes were that were supposed to be scary.
Yeah. Wow, we covered 40 years of wrestling in one podcast. We went back as far as Roddy Piper and Jimmy Snuka on Piper's Pit in 1985?
Probably 84 because it was before WrestleMania.
There you go. So it was 84. We covered 41 years of wrestling.
So.
Oh my word! All right. Well,
to their match. So.
Indeed. Well, we covered it. We covered it all. Thank you everybody that commented, both the Daves, Tara, our new guy Curvin. Thanks for coming in. Hope you subscribe, buddy. Ryan commented as well. Eric didn't comment today. Autumn commented, but she's already here. So, you were in the comments, and now you're also on the show. You're pulling double duty. Cool. So we'll finish up. Thank you guys for tuning in. We're here every Tuesday, 9 PM on Eastern time. We're live on on Steve's Facebook. We are live on the Tag Me a Date Facebook page, and we're also live streaming on the Tag Me a Date YouTube page. So if you go to either Facebook or YouTube and type in Tag Me a Date, you'll see our page come up. And you can hit the subscribe. You can hit the like or the follow button on Facebook, and then hit the subscribe button on YouTube, and then hit the bell to get notified when we go live on YouTube. That's the best way to do it. The other social medias, which we have like shorts from the podcast posted a lot of places, we are at Tag Me a Date with no spaces on most social media platforms. Tag Me a Date, or TikTok is what? Is War Report? The War Report? War Report. Okay. So if you look for the War Report on TikTok, you'll find us as well. We've got shorts every the week, following a podcast. The socials will have shorts to get you kind of caught up. If you didn't listen to the whole thing, you can kind of catch snippets on those. Otherwise, if you go back to the YouTube or you go back to the Facebook page, you can look in the archives and go listen to old episodes. Or if you prefer a audio version instead of the video version of the podcast, you can go to your favorite podcast app, Stitcher, SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Play Podcasts. Type in Tag Me a Date, type in the War Report, hit that search button. It'll come up. There are 2 wrestling podcasts called the War Report that deal with wrestling, but we have the thing here, and behind me, this graphic is there. We have the graphic. Yeah, we won, and we've been around a lot longer. 10 years long, 10 years strong. Yeah. Holy shit, 10 years.
Right.
That's crazy. We've had, Mitch, we've literally had co-hosts pass away in the time that the show is.
Oh shit.
Yeah, we had a guy. Stu was on for a couple years and he died, and yeah, we've been doing this for. And we had these kids. We'd see the kids. We'd see Cat's kids running around in diapers in the background.
In the show, I'm a senior next year, and I graduate high school.
You were in 4th grade.
Third.
Oh my god.
I turned 17 in September.
Are you doing this wrestling thing? Are you going to be a wrestler, or are you going to go do something else with your life? What are you doing?
We can talk about it after the show, so we don't want to hold it up.
All right. Well, we'll end it here in an hour and 30 minutes. This is a short movie we've done today.
This is not our record though.
No. We
Our
went
record is 2 hours and 5 minutes.
2 yeah. Oh, I believe it. Was that another Steve? Was that another Steve free show?
3.
It was just the three of us. And we went 2 hours and 5 minutes.
We were talking about damn commercial jingles.
Oh God, no!
Oh
Don't.
yeah. Nope. Yeah, we started talking about old commercials, Mitch. We started talking about like beautiful Mount Airy Lodge and like all these other like weird
All you have
like the spirit of America is the spirit of or the spirit of New England is the spirit of Massachusetts or something. There's an old cartoon
Obafemi saying it sounded like a douching product.
yes, it did. It all started with Tara saying that the wrestler Obafemi's name sounded like a feminine hygiene product. And then we just started talking about commercials.
And we started talking about douching jingles like it was Mount Jingle.
Oh, yeah, because there was that one that had the jingle. But anyway, there was one feminine hygiene product that had a jingle. It was Summer's Eve. Okay, yeah. Oh, Maron. All right, guys.
I'm setting up.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, we'll be back next Tuesday, 9 p.m. Eastern time for another edition of the War Report After Dark. If you're just tuning in, you can hit that little thing and go all the way back to the beginning of the show so you can catch up on everything we talked about. And like I said, you can go to the YouTube or the Facebook and listen to some old episodes or subscribe on the podcast app and get the audio version delivered right to your phone or your tablet. And that'll do it for this week, guys. We'll be back again next Tuesday, next week, 9 p.m. on Eastern time for another edition of the War Report After Dark. Bye, everybody.